When the flood was over, the creatures went out in all four directions of the earth to fill it up with life again. The people lived in small villages and then in cities. One of the most ancient and greatest of these cities was called Ur. In the city of Ur, the people believed that there were many gods. There was a god for every tree, mountain, rock, and flower. In other words, there was a god for everything. Can you imagine? But there was a family that believed that all of God was in every place. They did not yet know that, but that is what they believed. Abram and his partner Sarai were part of that family. When it came time to move to a new place, they were not sure that God would be there. They also wondered what their new place would be like. After a long time, they finally arrived.
If I were them, I would feel very uncertain. Not knowing what's going to happen would be rather scary for me.
Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen.
Beautiful. Where is that from?
You know, a great book called the Bible, Hebrews 11:1 to be specific.
Sometimes Abram will go out in the edge of the desert and look out across the sand and into the sky. God came so close to Abram, and Abram came so close to God that he knew what God wanted him to do. God wanted Abram to move to a new place. God said, I will make you a great family. I will bless you, and you will be a blessing. Abram and Sarai did what God said.
Their obedience levels were pretty high. God was asking them to move to uncertain places. I guess that's why they call Abraham the father of our faith.
The father of our faith indeed.
They finally came to a place called Shechem. Abram prayed to God there and built an altar to mark the place. Then they went on. Next, they came to a place near Bethel. Abram prayed again, and God was there too. Abram built an altar to mark this place too. God was just not here or there. All of God was everywhere.
This is the gravity of love, just as the moon follows the sun. You're all around me. You're holding everything. What a great song! Who's the artist? It's The Gravity of Love by The Brilliance.
I'll add that to my playlist.
I find music medicinal.
There is plenty of research that backs up your claim. I'll email some stuff your way.
Thanks, Grumpy.
I live to serve.
Then they went on to Hebron to make their home near the oaks of Mamre. One night, God brought Abram outside. He looked up into the sky. God came so close to Abram, and Abram became so close to God that Abram knew what God was saying. You will become the father of a great family, and Sarai will be the mother. The members of the great family will be as many as there are stars in the sky and grains of sand in the desert. He and Sarai were very old, so God's promise sounded impossible to them. But God said to change their names anyway. Abram was to be Abraham, and Sarai was to be Sarah. One day, 3 strangers were waiting by Abraham's tent. He invited them in and served them a meal. They told Abraham that he and Sarah would have a son. Sarah just laughed. She thought to herself, how can this ever be? The 3 strangers went away, and guess what happened?
What?
What happened?
What happened, teacher?
Abraham and Sarah had a son. They named him Isaac, which means laughter. And now, I encourage you to express this story with art materials of your choice. I cannot wait to see what you create.